What is up, guys? Welcome to episode number 28. I guess I don't have 8 fingers, so welcome to episode number 28 of Reezy Talks. This is the live show. This is a AMA, Ask Me Anything call-in show. If you would like to call in, the number is 209-83 Reezy. If you are watching this live, if you are not watching this live, don't worry. Next Monday, you'll get another chance because I do this every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call in. You can ask me anything you would like to know about Amazon, eBay, social media, wholesale, private label. If I don't know the answer, I might tell you I don't know the answer, but chances are I know the person who does know the answer, and I will direct you that way. And that's a really nice thing to have because there's so many people out there that are just trying to sell you really lackluster information for very high inflated prices. So in a world where everybody is a guru, it pays to have someone that you can trust that can help you find your path along the way. Because like I said, it's littered with a bunch of rocks here and there. So let's see who we got going on in the chat. First off, if you're here, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for tuning in. You must have your bell alerts on, or you just remembered that the show's at 6 p.m., so you showed up, right? And I appreciate that. Please do me a favor and smash the like button so we can get this broadcast going. We got Martell Apparel. Oh, whoa. All right. Martell says, "Tear up." What does that mean? That means that I forgot to change the live show name from last week. So don't worry about that. I'll be changing that as soon as the show is over. I don't know if I should change it while the show is going. That might cause issues. Let's see if I can just take this off. One sec, guys. I'm going to edit that. Boom. Toys R Us did file for bankruptcy. That's funny. This is from last week. Toys R Us, I'll just leave it and I'll put filed bankruptcy and boom, save that changes. And we should be back in business here, guys. So let's see here. View on the watch page. Make sure it's muted. All right, we're back in the game. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that delay. How's everybody doing? We got Upscale Sales in here coming with the first question. Could you please explain Merçh research? I only sold one in 9 days. So the way that you're going to do research on Amazon Merçh is that you want to find existing trends for shirts, existing designs that are selling. So there's extensions you can use that will show the sales rank on a search page, and then there's other tools that you can use, free tools even, like let me see what it's called right here. I have it on my computer. I think it's called wait, it does not work when I'm not on Amazon. One second, guys. Let me head over to Amazon so I can get this. I believe it's called Merçh Research, and I believe it's a Chris Green product. And yeah, Merçh Research free, and then you can highlight a word and do show all Amazon merch. So right now I just looked up the word Apple. Let me actually just switch it over to screen sharing for a second. I'll just switch it over so you guys can see real quick, like application window, entire screen sharing. Okay. So let me go back. I'll just go back to Amazon.com. Jesus. Let's see. Go search. I'll search the word Apple, and then I'll highlight it. And then I'll right click it. Whoops. Right click it and then go to this extension, Merçh Research, show all Amazon merch. So then all the shirts that are being shown are Amazon merch t-shirts that come up under the keyword Apple. And then this is another extension, the DS Domination extension, which shows the sales rank right there on the search results. So then you can go through here and you can look, Okay, 690,000. That one's selling a little bit. Let's see, 172,000 Apple emoticon tee. So this is two niches. This is apples and emojis. That shirt is probably selling pretty well. I would say that shirt's selling at least probably one time a day. Let's go and see what else we got. That's good rankings down here. 126,000 crisscross applesauce. I would trademark search that. That is probably trademarked. Just intuition on that for me. Let's see, what else do we got? Funny autumn and fall and harvest shirts. Let's see. Basically, you're just going to be digging through this stuff. Hungry for apples. That's not a bad rank. Anything under like 500,000, you should consider making a shirt. And if it's under, 200,000 or 300,000, it probably sells a lot. Let's go back to that Apple emoji shirt. That was like 180. What is it? This one right here. So let's go to this one. Let's go down and see customers who viewed this item also viewed all these other Apple shirts. So this is a simple word art one. This might not be the best niche. It's not producing a lot of shirts that have like really good ranks or whatever. But you get the idea. You just look for Amazon merch shirts inside a niche that have existing sales, and then you make a better version, and then you have to use keywords that are going to attract the same traffic that were being attracted to that shirt that's making the same designs, which you could copy from the listings, or you could obviously improve upon to make a better deal. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Let's see. What's up? We got RJ Martinez in the chat. Let's see. We got Thriftologist. We got Red Rocket. Yeah, but merch is it's a numbers game, guys. How many designs do you have? How many sales are you making? I'm up to $80 a week in royalty, which is pretty cool. I was just at 50 like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago. So now I'm up to 80 and I'm getting better and better. I now have 135 shirts listed, and I think I'm at like 380 shirts sold total. I need to get over 500 hats sold, so that 500 hats, I'm reading the comments, 500 shirts sold, so that I can make the next tier up whenever that happens. Yeah, fun factoid, this hat, I found this at the Kansas City Goodwill bins, and it had the tag on it. I rocked it with the tag on it for like 2 years. Shout out to Jason, Tuck, Marvin, the Magi. How is everybody doing? If you guys would like to call in, the number is 209-83-Reezy. And Thriftologist is out here shouting out. Merch Informer is $30 a month. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. I should have a link for Merch Informer down here in the description. Yeah, I do have a link down there for Merch Informer. And if you click on that, that will that's my affiliate link, so I get a little kickback off that. So if you do sign up for Merch Informer, I would appreciate you guys using that link down there below. It's a great way to show support for people that make content that you appreciate. Let's see. Yeah, in Merch Informer, it's a software. It makes it easier to do research quicker. RJ says, "Don't be showing my #1 shirt." Nathan Case is off base, just starting with this. Any advice for getting stickers off of books? Yeah, definitely. A heat gun or a scraper. Get your thumbnail grown out a little bit. These little Scotty peelers, the plastic ones or the metal ones. You can also do some tricks with like little different types of chemicals you can put to soften the stickers. So if you get Gooby Gone and you fill an envelope, there's a thing called an envelope moistener pen. It's literally like a vessel for holding water with a sponge tip. If you fill that with Gooby Gone and then you just paint the stickers, like lay out like 10 or 20 books and paint the stickers. Like say the source you get books from puts stickers on every book and they're hard to get off. Lay out about 20 or 50 of them and then paint each one with the envelope moistening pen with the Gooby Gone in it. and then come back in about 5 minutes after it's all been thoroughly absorbed, and you can just slide the stickers right off and get you a nice dry rag and clean up the oily residue from the Gooby Gone, because it is kind of oily, but it does make it easy to take it up. But yeah, Merch Informer is a software tool. It just makes it faster and more efficient to find the top selling merch designs so that you can come up with ideas to make better versions of them. Let's see. Dane Upperman says, question, me and my wife are having a debate, and she said calendars don't sell as books on FBA, and I said they do. If she's right, don't say anything. I don't know offhand, actually. If you scan a calendar, it should tell you what category it's in, though. Just hold on one second. The chat snapped on me. Bobby Moon says he's lounging, waiting for Wednesday big haul and shipment. Robert the Kingville says, do you ever flip used phones? Heard it was good. When I get new phones, like I have, hold on, let me show you real quick. I have a stack of phones right here because I use the same light that I'm using to broadcast to take eBay photos. So outside of this shot, I have a bunch of eBay crap to list, like right there. And so I have right here 3 old iPhones that I need to sell. They all work great. This one's kind of old. Look how small this one is. That one's old, dude. What is that? An iPhone 4S, and then like an iPhone 5, and then I think another 5. I don't know. It's money though. You can't throw them away. And they're too old for my kid to use them. So, yeah. Jason Hill says, who makes your merch? Meaning like I don't know what you mean. The Reezy Resells stuff or like my Amazon merch stuff that's made by Amazon. Upscale Sales says he just burned his Roethlisberger jersey. I don't know what that means. I'm not really a sports guy, guys, so that's what's funny is I have a bunch of hats. I have a large hat collection, and people are always like hitting me up in the grocery store like, we're going to get them tonight. And I'm like, what do you mean we're going to get them? I'm not doing like, oh, like talking about the hat that I'm wearing. Bobby Moon says, have you used Over Pro to make designs from your phone? I use Over, not Pro. I might have bought Over Pro actually, though. I'm not sure. It just says Over on my phone, the orange circle. Hold up, RJ's calling. What's good, RJ?
Oh, you got me on. You got the caller ID on me already?
Yeah, I got you, bro. You didn't even call the bat line. You called my personal line.
Oh, I thought I had to call in as a Reezy show call in. First time I did it.
No, it's all good. It's the same phone. It's just the 20983 Reezy is a Google Voice number that forwards to my phone. But since you actually have my phone number, so when you call, your name comes up.
Part of the Cool Guys Club.
What up, man? How's it going? How is so if you guys don't know who RJ Martinez is, RJ is a hustler. He came up in the game watching YouTube videos and learning from people like myself and others, and he quickly went from working a retail job. What was it, like 2 years ago, RJ?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago, he was working a 9 to 5. Then he started hustling books. Then he started doing retail arbitrage. Then he started doing Airbnb. Then he started doing drop shipping. And now he's on to print on demand, specifically Amazon merch, and he's killing it. He's quickly becoming one of the most successful Amazon merch sellers that's online, that's sharing with others how they're doing it. Did I miss anything, RJ?
No, that's pretty much.
He's also a self-proclaimed decent Mexican. But yeah, so tell me about some of the stuff you've been doing lately. You've been doing some Etsy Printful integration with your existing designs, or what?
Yes, that's what you forgot to put in there too, was Etsy.
Okay, well you're not ruling on that yet, but I'm sure you will be. Listen to this fool has an evil laugh for days.
So check it out. So this is what I did. I heard people talking about Etsy, and I heard people talking about Etsy and making money on there. I seen like some sales, like some screenshots at 7K, 8K screenshots. And I was like, wow, what's the profit on that? And they're making like $3,000 to $4,000, and they only have like 200 listings up. So I was like, wow, okay.
That's a good sell through.
Yeah, exactly. And so I took my number one design on Amazon and I threw it on Etsy, and it's made 2 sales already.
Like how long?
Within 2 weeks, it's made 2 sales already. So I was like, wow, okay.
So then you started putting up more shirts on Etsy?
Yeah, I started putting more shirts up on Etsy. Now I'm up to 6 sales. I barely just started, like I did with Merçh.
Right.
How I barely just started. I showed everybody my numbers and how I did it and how my mindset was, and then now it's just basically outsource somebody to upload on there, or if not, my uploader will upload on Etsy too as well. So that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Nice. And how many designs do you have live on Amazon Merçh right now?
Oh, on Merçh?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
You stay at your laptop, huh, bro? You don't ever leave that thing.
Nah. I'm also on the desktop. I don't leave this thing.
Oh, you got a full-on desktop. Damn. Serious.
We are at 2,585 designs.
Nice. And what's your weekly royalties looking like on 2,500 designs?
Last 7 days is 300 shirts sold. We're at 1,355
royalties.
Yeah.
So what does that equate to on payout?
Month to date, the royalties are the month to date right now from the 1st to the 25th.
Yeah.
I'm at 37.93. I'm almost at 3,800 in profit.
Wow. So what's the math on that? 3,800 divided by the amount of shirts that you have. That's like 38.
So I sold 1,073 shirts.
Total?
Already. This month.
This month. Wow. 2,580. So yeah, you're averaging about $1.50 per shirt listed per month or so, right? Maybe
like
$2. So you might do like $5,000 by the end of the month, or no? What is there? What is there? Five more days? That's amazing, dude.
So,
considering that you probably you pay how much? I think you told me you pay $2 per design.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, you make your money back in 1 month, and then you got 11 months of profit off that.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. So it's like I'm scaling as we like the earnings from like in April, the earnings was like $362, and then May was $2,000.
Damn.
June was 36.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
June
what's
36, and then
Go ahead. June was 3,600.
And then July was 3,000. That was a slow month. And then August was 3,900.
Nice.
I'm already beat the month of August already today.
Okay. And you got almost a week left.
Ahead.
Yeah. Nice. So do you know what your sell-through rate is on your shirts, as far as how many of you have 25, let's just say 2,500 shirts listed. How many of them have never sold and they've been up for at least a month?
I'm not even sure. I don't even look at that.
Yeah, what I've been hearing is that like 20% is about like 10 to 20% for most people, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something around there. As far as shirts being sold. I'm more focused right now. I started on the 10th of September of uploading shirts to $16.99 right off the bat. Yeah,
$16.99. That's what I started doing as well.
Yes, and I see an increase in profit.
Yeah.
So instead of making that one sale at $11.54 or $11.99, making that to a penny to $1, go straight in, listing at $16.99, and you'll make a $3 or $4 difference.
Nice.
The first sale, and if it keeps on selling.
Yeah, because that pays for the design right there, basically, and then you're good. But so I basically did the same thing, because I do follow you and listen to you and some other people, but always it's smart to like experiment and do, try what you think might work or whatever. And so what I've been doing is that I do list my stuff straight to $16.99. And if it starts selling well at $16.99, I put it to $19.99, right? But then if it doesn't,
correct.
then if all of a sudden if it was selling well at $16.99 and then it doesn't sell at $19.99, I'll put it back to $16.99 and then I'll like inch it up to $19.99, you know, like $1 at a time. And then the same thing with the listing it at $16.99. If I list shirts and let's say a month goes by and they don't sell at $16.99, I'll put them down to $12.99. And then I'll start inching them up to $16.99 from $12.99 as they sell.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that I was looking at, I basically came up with that because, I mean, obviously it seems like common sense or whatever, but looking at on Merçh Informer, looking at sales rank history of shirts, the BSR that was selling well in conjunction with the price. If you pay attention to both of those, you can see what happens to the sales when people are changing their prices. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, it was kind of selling. Then homie dropped the price down to $14.99, and then it started selling really well. Then he put it to $19.99. Then it barely sold. Then he put it back to $14.99. Then he put it to $15.99. You know what I mean? So just different strategies that you can employ. But it really is just a numbers game.
That's exactly, because you really think about it, once it starts making sales, Amazon's gonna like reward you. You know what I mean? They're gonna show your shirt more.
Right. So there's a lot of
20 of them.
There. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I said like if someone came in and bought like 20 shirts.
Right.
Obviously the sales rate's gonna drop like to like 30,000 or 50,000. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Amazon's gonna catch out to that, and they're gonna advertise it for free. That's what it seems like they're doing.
Right.
So that's why when you see a design making sales, if you see that $19.99 and it's making a sale. So that's what.
Yeah, it's kind of like it seems like those are the things that you really need to catch a hold of. Besides just like knowing about a really hot trend, like something that was in the news or whatever, some crazy shit Trump said, and you make a shirt or whatever, and it sells really well. Besides that, those little things that you're talking about that gets the Amazon algorithm to promote the shirt more and deliver it more to the search results are the things that are really going to make you more sales. Like little things like that. Little things like having unified branding so that it says, hey, if you like these shirts, you might also like these shirts. You know, they're more likely to pop up for the customers. And one thing that kind of popped out in my head was a video that I think it was, is it Aaron Sheeran made?
Yes.
I'm not sure about his name or whatever, but and his what's his YouTube? The Merch Elephant or something?
Yeah, Merch Elephant.
And he was basically saying that, you know, a lot of people do like a bunch of keyword stuffing on their merch shirts, and you can look at that and like, I don't know if it's against the rules too much, like if you're making coherent sentences or whatever, but what happens is like, yeah, that'll deliver your shirt to a lot of people. You'll pop up in a lot of search results, but it's bad because if you're trying to sell a shirt about cheeseburgers and you put soda and barbecue sauce and like all kinds of different stuff in it, then it's going to show up for people that are searching for like barbecue sauce or soda, and they're not going to click on it. And so then that's a metric that gets stored in the algorithm that, hey, this shirt showed up X amount of times and wasn't ever clicked on. So yeah, you're getting seen more, but your conversion rate is not as high versus if you just keep it simple and to the point, like Apple emoji, and you don't like milk out the keywords. Then when it shows up for Apple emoji and you get clicks, you know, the algorithm is being told that that's a good design because it doesn't know what a good design is. It knows based on if people click on it and buy it, you know? And so actually putting less information is going to get you more results because in the long run, your shirt is more relevant to the people that it's popping up in front of.
Damn, you better record that right there.
Yeah, we're recording, bro. We've been recording.
That's a fucking 40-second clip right there. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was money.
No, but I don't know why, but I didn't think about that. Like it's a new game for me, right? So I was thinking mostly about just trying to show up in front of more people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because the way I think about keywords is like I think about it like it's the flea market, and like the keywords, that's your man standing out there like, come over here, y'all. We got this. We got the hot stuff. We got the deals. You know what I mean? And if you ain't hollering, they ain't coming.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much that's all it is. And I honestly think it's outsourcing is the most important thing for this because you're gonna keep on You got to upload every single day. You know what I mean? That's very important too as well. And outsourcing. Like, if you want to scale the business, like my goal is to do 10K a month. And I want to do, my goal for December is 30K a month for a profit.
Damn.
So only way I could do that is outsource. I can't make $1 million business by myself. You know what I mean?
Right. Definitely.
$1 million in sales.
No, yeah. Clarify that for the haters out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it when people say, "Oh, you're a millionaire. You made $1 million in sales." Like, no, bro. There's fees. There's taxes. Everybody gets a piece of it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so how many designers do you got on the team right now?
We have I have 3 right now for Merçh, and then I have 1 uploader.
Nice.
And then the 4th one, I'm talking to a 4th one right now. I want to get him just on Etsy, because if I see a design that's making sales or something on the internet, I have a little tactic that I've been trying to test right now. I don't want to give it away just yet about the Etsy,
right?
Because I haven't made enough sales on it yet. I want to see if it works first before I start giving it out to people.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, I just hired my 2nd designer yesterday actually, and it's cool. She's a cousin of my other designer, so I asked my designer, "Hey, do you know anybody that designs?" Because I figured that since my designer is pretty good, that like she wouldn't be playing around with people who are weak designers, you know. So her recommendation, I figured it would be valuable, and it turns out it's her cousin, and her cousin might be better than she is at designs. I gave her the first 10, and they came back like I liked all of them, and just like 3 of them had like minor things like, oh, make that part clear, or you misspelled this or whatever, but the designs were on point. So that's another tip that, like, you know, if you find someone who's talented, you know, chances are they might know someone else who's talented in that same field. So don't be afraid to ask your designer if they know anybody that needs a job that is, you know, that could work on the team or whatever. Because the truth is, when you go out to find a designer on Fiverr, on onlinejobs.ph, on Upwork or whatever, it can be a total crapshoot. You might have to go through 5 or 10 people before you find one that you like. You know what I mean? So that word of mouth is super valuable.
Exactly, because most likely she probably learned it from someone else, and she's friends with that person, and that person's a better designer or just about the same, or the other person might be the better designer just because you asked somebody, you gave someone else a full-time job in their country.
Yeah, exactly, and it's tight. So both my designers are in Venezuela, so they're not their time zone is not that far from me. They're either like 3 hours ahead or 3 hours behind, so it's pretty good. We were doing our messaging on email, and we just switched over to doing Skype chat, which is way better because sometimes I don't check my email for like a few hours. And if I reviewed the designs and they fixed them, like I want to approve them right away, pay them, and send them some more designs to make versus, you know, waiting, them not designing for one day or whatever. How do you work that, RJ? Do you have like an endless list of designs for them to make, or how do you deal with the systematic, like delivering the designs, paying them, or like how does it all work out?
Well, I'm in a group chat, so I've been this month I started doing. I sent them. Let me see. What did I send today? I sent them like pretty much what we're going to be focusing on this whole month, like the niches, and I sent them the calendar of like the actual niches for the holiday. I mean, for the month of October, so Halloween, breast cancer, bullying. I forgot the other one. There's another one.
What was the other one you said? What'd you say? Halloween, breast cancer,
and bullying.
Bullying.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, don't be a bully.
Yeah, be quiet. Don't tell everybody.
Don't tell everybody. What is this, like Bully Awareness Month?
Yeah, right on it.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
$10,000 niche right there.
Bully awareness, right? Don't be a bully. With a little cute cartoon bull on there.
Yeah, exactly. And I already made like 8 sales on a shirt like that already at $16.99.
Nice.
And this is coming in.
Nice.
Already. So basically all I do was Skype, and then I'll use the Google Drive, and then I'll set my links in there, 15 a day, because my main designer, he makes 15 designs a day, and then the other one's 10, and the other one makes 5 designs a day.
Okay.
And the uploader has actual privileges, like she can look at any of the Google Drives and upload any of the designs to the Merçh account. So she has full access to everything.
Nice. Are they using Merçh Lister Pro to make it easier?
She is using that on. Yeah, she is using that. She's using that on the second listing. So she'll actually make the first listing of the shirt.
Okay.
And then because I have them upload to 2 different colors, so the same design twice. Let me go back. So the same design twice.
To Anvil to standard. Same design uploaded twice to standard T-shirts, but with 2 sets of 5 colors. So 10 color options.
Yeah. Yes, correct. So on the darker version, the darker colors, and then the lighter colors, the lighter colors.
All right, but that's still like a shirt that's optimized to be for dark colors, or are you changing the design? Like if it's white, you make it black to put on light colors.
No, I just keep it at one color. Like if I see it making sales like crazy, then I'll go in and make it better, make it look better on the lighter colors.
Right. Yeah, because depending on your design, when you're picking colors, you're like, oh no, that don't look good on that color. You have to pick something else.
Yeah, correct. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm just going off of trends and stuff like that. But the awareness ones for the month, a lot of like the Halloween and stuff like that, those are the big sellers right there. Like,
nice.
You're just gonna kill it.
Yeah, I think I have like 30 Halloween shirts listed right now. I feel like I should have 100, but I got to focus on other stuff too because I'm just trying to grow the account up. But I guess, I don't know. What do you think would be the best thing for me? Because I'm at like almost at 400 sales. I want to make sure that I'm over 500 sales before the next tier up happens. I should probably focus on Halloween stuff then, right? So that I can get a lot of Halloween sales, right?
Yeah, correct. Because you're gonna be scaling. You're gonna be scaling right now because of Halloween, and I think Breast Cancer Awareness Month is gonna be big because people are very passionate about that. But do not use the pink ribbon. Do not use the pink ribbon.
It's trademarked.
Yeah.
Damn, someone's getting paid off that, man.
I know. What's her name? Her name's Susan.
It's always Susan, man. What you know about Susan?
Her salary is about probably like 7 figures.
Damn. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for calling in, bro. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to your event in January in Los Angeles, right?
Yes, correct.
Give me that information so that when this video is over, like message it to me so that I can put the link down in the video description. If you guys don't know, RJ is hosting, and he's the keynote speaker at a Amazon Merçh event that's going to be going on in January of 2018 in Los Angeles. If you can't attend, there will be video recordings that'll be for sale, but it's going to be amazing because as much as this guy shares, he doesn't share everything online. But when you come to this event, you're going to get to know everything besides also buying the man a beer like he deserves one. Thanks.
That's correct. You'll be speaking there too. It's the pregame to your main event.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm not talking about that one too much yet, just because I'm still planning it and it's super loose. But yeah. So I'm gonna let you go though, RJ. I appreciate you calling in. Okay. Thank you, bro.
All right, brother.
Have a good night. You know you don't sleep though.
Talk to you later.
Later, bro. So yeah, RJ is doing an event in January, and I am setting up a big event in either late February or March. It's going to be a 2-day event. It's going to be a workshop, and the idea for the event, I just started putting it together with the help of a friend of mine, and I don't have a name for it or anything or a date yet. I'm loosely calling it Reezy Con. It's going to be everything about making money online. I'm going to have Amazon people there. I'm going to have eBay people there. I want to have a Poshmark expert there. Any site that's important, I want to have a person there. I want to get all the reseller influencers there in one building. It's going to be, we're going to talk about wholesale, private label, online arbitrage, retail arbitrage. We can talk about books. We're going to do merch by Amazon. We're going to do online arbitrage of books. We're going to cover Shopify wholesale. We're going to even bring in an Airbnb expert, and we're going to talk about the opportunities with Airbnb. Basically, the goal is to just open everyone's eyes up to all the opportunities and ways that you can make money on the internet nowadays, that we're also blessed to be alive during this time. And I have a stretch goal of getting Gary Vee to show up and speak but I realize that is a super stretch goal and it's a little expensive. So I'm not too sure if that's feasible, but that is what I would love to have happen. I had a couple questions in the chat. Let me go back so that I can make sure that I answer them. There was one question about Sega Genesis games and other games. How do you ship those? I like to cut a piece of cardboard out a little bit bigger than the size of the game and then put the game on the piece of cardboard and then polybag it or shrink seal it and then put the sticker on that. It's a decent little presentation. That's the way that I like to do it. Anthony says, question, what do you do when you scan a book and the FBA app or Scout IQ doesn't have the FBA price? If it doesn't have an FBA offer and the sales rank is good, I usually buy it because chances are you can sell it for a good price and make some profit. You have to have a little bit of a sense to it to understand if you should or shouldn't do that. You know, is it a cat calendar from 2012 and it doesn't have an FBA offer? Don't send that one in, you know, but otherwise it sounds like a good opportunity to make a profit on the fact that there's no FBA offer, which means essentially there's no competition because 90% of Amazon customers only buy Amazon Prime items. Let's go if we got any more questions. Bobby Moons says, what is your thoughts on PPC on Amazon? So I don't have a lot of experience with PPC on Amazon because I'm not a private label guy, but I do wholesale a few products that didn't have listings on Amazon, and I created the listings myself. And due to that, I had to run PPC in order to get them going for a while. So it does work. It's pretty expensive, but it works. We got Posh Hanger in the house. Thank you for joining us, Monica. Appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else appreciates it. Let Monica and all the other admins know how much you appreciate them for keeping the chat cleared up and even answering all these questions that I might miss or might not get to. Like the chat is pretty mild, but like a couple of weeks ago, we had like just people talking about his like profanity nonstop. Like you couldn't ban them fast enough. Let's see. Jason wants to know who's going to the conference in LA. Bobby says it's all about Muggsy Bogues. Yeah, Muggsy was my inspiration as a kid. I played basketball before I started skateboarding, and I'm obviously short. I'm 5'3". I probably was 4 foot tall when I was playing basketball in 6th grade, and I was like, man, Muggsy can do it, and he's short. Sweet. That means I could do anything too, which was cool because I didn't have a lot of positive role models in my life, that would make me actually believe that you could do anything, which is true. You can do anything, especially nowadays. Everyone knows seasonal sales. I want new, better info, some bolos. I'm not here to give out bolos. I don't understand what you think it is, bro. Sorry. Let's see. Let's get some more questions. Posh Hanger might speak at the event that I'm going to host or the event that I'm going to run. I'm sure I will also speak, but I think I asked her. I don't know. Maybe I just put her on blast. Let's see. Watch Me Amazon's going to be there talking wholesale. Caleb Roth is going to be there. Not sure what we're going to have him talking about yet, but it's going to be awesome. Also, the Merçh Fairy is going to be there. Ken, if you guys don't know who the Merçh Fairy is, you better start doing your research. Who are you following? Hamilton B says, question, Reezy, do you have any opinion on the Design Candy service? It seems almost too good to be true. Design Candy, it is a good service. They make quality designs, but I think that at $10 a design, it's a little pricey. So, for example, I have 135 designs live. I paid about $4 each for most of them. I did some of them myself, but if I was to pay $10 for each design, I don't think I would be scaling so fast because it just wouldn't be feasible cash-wise. Nightwing says, Reezy, longtime fan. I'm tired of this small-time stuff, ready to move. But don't know what the next move is. Any advice? I do books, retail, arbitrage, and thrift. Sounds like you should get into wholesale, man. Wholesale and online arbitrage. But if you're tired of the small stuff, it sounds like you might need to get a warehouse and get a team together and just start buying way more stuff, which means scaling like your time investment aspect, which you can do with online arbitrage, wholesale, and your own items, private label. Jason Tuck says, hold on a second. I got to go back. We got to go back. That's a Key and Peele joke if you don't know what I'm talking about. Jason Tuck says, question, why is it if you scan a book with FBA scan, it shows no FBA offers, but then you click the product page and there's at least a handful of FBA offers? What's up with that? What's up with that? I just made a Saturday Night Live joke. So if you're in database mode, it could be the off chance that there wasn't any offers when the database was constructed, because when you download the database in any app, it's not coming direct from Amazon. It's coming from the service provider's database, right? So there's that chance. But what's more than likely was that all the results were not returned through the API to the service provider, because Amazon limits the data that can be provided. So whenever there's no FBA offer shown, you should always click through to check and make sure, just as you should always click through and double check your keepers before you bounce out the sourcing spot. Dodgers fan says, what topics are you going to cover about Merçh? We're going to cover everything. We're going to have some very, very successful Merçh print on demand people there showing you everything. And probably doing, I'm a super perfectionist, right? And I want everything to be perfect. So the way I envision it is that people will be doing live Merçh research on stage. People will be finding designs live on stage while they're there. And maybe we can even get a designer in-house. I know Hustler Hacks, Glenn is a designer. I hadn't asked him yet if he would come to this event, but if he did, imagine him making designs on stage. So imagine RJ finds a design and then Glenn starts whipping up the design, which you can see him building on the projector while RJ is still talking, and then boom, they're uploading it. And then imagine like an hour later while someone else is on stage, RJ sells that shirt while we're still at the event, you know? And then we're like, boom, that shirt we just made an hour ago, that's sold. How cool would that be, you know? Or to have people on stage prepping a book shipment behind me while I'm talking about books or stuff like that, you know, just like real live action. So more than a conference, I would say it's going to be a workshop, because you're going to learn how to actually do stuff and you'll be seeing people actually do it, which is going to be awesome. Brian says we should call it the Ninja Fest. Jason Tuck says, when is the event, Reezy? A hard date? No, I do not have a hard date. It's still in the loose planning stage. So it's going to be late February or March sometime of 2018. And we'll be in Los Angeles, just because I figured that's the most convenient place for everybody that wants to come. Jason says he picks up a few Design Candy shirts here and there. They are good stuff. How are they selling, Jason? I would like to know that. How nervous were you on your talk, or were you nervous at all? Nah, not nervous at all. Someone asked me this before. They're like, how did you feel speaking? And I was like, I felt like I was at a rap battle and it was me versus 200 people. And I knew I was going to win as soon as I grabbed the mic. So that's how I felt. Like, I just get fired up to talk to people. And when people want to listen, like, I love talking. And when people want to listen, and when I can actually give them advice that will help them, I could talk for hours and hours and it would just seem like 15 minutes to me. Like my time measurement just disappears in my head when I'm having fun like that. Chris Lamb says, if we received an email stating we could sell toys in Q4, why when I scan toys it states that I don't have rights to list them on Amazon? I've tried different items. You might be talking about brand restrictions for certain items. Q4 hasn't started yet, I don't believe. Yeah, it seems like October, November, December. Yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, technically it starts in October, but you should be preparing for it right now. $20 a month, and on top of that, $10 a design. That's what Design Candy charges, guys. So if you don't have the time to find a designer or to come up with ideas, they do have a service for you. If you're watching this, Travis, you owe me money for that advertisement. Claudia says, buy Bitcoin, which reminds me that I just saw in the last couple days on the interwebs, that it's rumored that in October, late October, Amazon will announce that they are going to be accepting Bitcoin on their platform. Now, this is very exciting because I think suddenly it provides an outlet for Bitcoin for the average person. So the average person will now have a place that they could spend Bitcoin at. And I don't know enough about Bitcoin to say what that's going to do for it, but I'm assuming it's going to be good for Bitcoin. Let's see. We got over here. Someone says, how to get good design ideas for t-shirts. You got to do the research. I did it in the beginning of the video. Go back and check it out. A live upload would be fire. Tom in. What's up, Tom? Let's see where we got. Treasure Hustler says, Reezy, where do you live? I live in Santa Cruz County. What? I have the skylight open right now. I'm in like the annex, like a extra room added above the garage in our townhouse. And these bugs keep coming in the skylights, these little ones. Not as many as I hope on Design Candy. Might be my keywords, though. Yeah, it might be, Jason. Posh Hanger says, Reezy doesn't get nervous. He loves to talk. Yeah, what I don't do is shut up. Let's see. Upscale Sales says, question, would the Parrot Bebop 2 be okay for a beginner? What did you have before the Mavic? I didn't have a drone before that, so I didn't know. I would say that you should probably check out the Spark. I think it's like $500 or $600. I'm not sure. But if you're not making films and you want to check out a drone, that one's super small. And like I might get one just because they're small and you can take them anywhere. Like you think the Mavic's portable, you can put the Spark in your pocket. Bobby Moon says, should we hit up the Toys R Us clearance? Hell yeah, you should. You should hit up every clearance possible. Steve puts in some input about Bitcoin. He says, if they do accept it, Bitcoin's price will skyrocket. Yeah, that's basically what I think too, because it's just showing that they believe in it, right? But then again, didn't eBay and PayPal say they were going to accept Bitcoin like a year ago and that still didn't happen, right? Or did they revoke it or what? Treasure Hustler says Toys R Us stores are still crazy high right now. Not sure why. They got to make their money back. They filed for bankruptcy. So what's funny is that last week I was like, Toys R Us is filing for bankruptcy, and then literally the next morning they did file for bankruptcy. So it's crazy. Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy. I'm sure they're going to be closing a lot of stores. So if you live in a small town like me, be prepared to kiss your Toys R Us goodbye. I would not be surprised if my Toys R Us disappears. Brian, the Oakbrook Picker. Sorry, guys. He said, I just had a foot freak ask for foot pictures on a pair of Dr. Martin sandals. Hell no. Bye, Felicia. If you guys don't know, there's a lot of foot fetish, all kinds of weirdos out on eBay. And so they be buying like used socks and stuff like that. And people be taking them, showing their feet in the photos and stuff. And girls show their long legs in the photo. Kind of creepy. Whatever makes a buck though, right? Shout out to Miggity Mike. What's up, Mike? How's your business doing? Robert says, what is your code for a seller tool? It is TP Books 2, like toilet paper. TP Books 2. Boom. Thank you for that. Let's see. I've heard if you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin in its very early days, it'd be worth over 70 million now. Shaking my head. Yeah, man. Like I had some Bitcoin when it was $350 a coin. And I sold at like $650, and I was really excited and proud of myself. Now, it didn't seem like the best decision. I wish I would have held on to it, right? It'd be worth 10 times as much, not just double. Thrift City says, I hope KB Toys comes back. I never got to see it, and everyone tells me it was dope. I forgot about KB Toys, Dan. That's amazing, man. That's one of those brands that Gary Vee talks about, like buying a brand for cheap because it's dead, but it still has like awareness around it a little bit, and then bringing it back from the dead using all the marketing tactics that he knows how to. Man, I could see KB making a comeback. Gary Vee, if you're listening, that might be an opportunity for you. Dropping large pro tips out here. Let's see. ZenFlip said, check out the DJI Phantom Pro. Shoots 4K and bigger drones help with stability. They're like $500 now. 22-minute average flight. Yeah, that's cheap. The thing is for me is that I wouldn't, if I had the full-size drone, I would use it 5 times less because it requires its own bag to bring it, its own whole full thing. Like, I would use it a lot less. I can just bring the Mavic and all my other camera gear and batteries and everything, and it's right there. It's super easy to get access to. I definitely wouldn't have been able to take it to Europe, that's for sure. Irish Mafia says, I'd like to set up advanced triggers on FBA scan to eliminate the worst of the worst so I won't lose potential winners, but don't waste time on absolute garbage. Anyone have advice on criteria? So check it out. I tell a lot of people this. I don't use triggers because, I don't know, maybe I just developed a way to look at the screen super fast and read the data. It's just like, it is what it is. At book sales, I'll put a hard thing like, hey, holler at me if it's $12 or if the rank's under whatever, and I'll check those. But I don't get into the triggers so much. But if you want to set up triggers, here's a really easy way to do it. Grab yourself 10 or 20 books that you know are keepers. Grab yourself 10 or 20 books that you know are not keepers, that are rejects, right? Put those 2 stacks next to each other. Start setting triggers. Scan through one stack, the keepers. When you can scan all the keepers and they all show up as keepers, then go to the other side and start scanning the rejects and make sure they all show up as rejects. If they don't all show up as keepers or all show up as rejects, you need to fine tune your settings. But once you have your settings set so that you can scan these 20 loose books and they all come up as keepers like they should, and these 20 books and they all come up as rejects like they should, then you know your settings are set. And really, that's the only way you're going to fully understand it yourself, because a lot of people just copy other people's trigger settings, and then what happens? Amazon's fees change, and now you're using trigger settings that are actually making you lose money, and you don't even understand why you're losing money or why it doesn't work or how to set them. So using that tactic, you can set your triggers on any app, and it will be to where you need it to be. Let's see if we got any more questions. Tom in says, what are your thoughts about the future of the market and the economy? Do you think it's a bubble right now and will go down, considering we have a bull market for 8 years and we're 19 trillion in debt? Yes, I definitely think the market is going to crash big time. It's pretty typical, right? It goes in like 7-year cycles, and we're on 8 years of up right now. So it should be coming pretty soon. The thing that worries me is that at the exact same time that the economy is going to resume its normal down period that it has in its cyclical lifespan, we're moving the commerce world is changing so rapidly and shifting to online, which is making all the brick and mortars shut down, which is affecting commercial realty prices. Now, when you have malls of empty buildings, what are they going to do? They're going to have to mow them down and turn them into realty, because there's always a realty house market. Then what's going to happen? Realty is going to crash because it's going to have the same demand, but it's going to have a larger supply. And so when all those things happen, Lord help us, because it's going to be pretty bad. Like, if you look to places like Japan, you can learn from them because they have less space than us. So they're already onto like vending machines. So there'll be like a Best Buy vending machine. You don't need a store, just need a big vending machine that has 100 products in there that the database says these are the best 100 products that Best Buy sells. And then boom. And then right next to that, you have an Amazon locker, and the other stuff that's too big, you can order it from Amazon or from bestbuy.com, and it will ship straight to the Amazon locker. Or maybe you order it straight from the vending machine and you come back the next day and it's in the locker or whatever. So stuff like that, because the crash is coming and because commerce is changing so much, I'm slightly worried about what's going to happen. But hopefully realty does come down, because I do want to buy a house in the next year. Let's see. They aren't closing any stores anytime soon. I heard they were going to close some stores. I bet you they're going to start closing some stores for sure. They're not going out of business, but they filed for bankruptcy and they owe a ton of money on back orders. They had to take new loans out to pay their suppliers just so that they could file for bankruptcy. So we'll see what's going to happen. Someone had a Bitcoin message related. Let's see. Posh Hanger says KB Toys was the thing. Bitcoin split into two groups. Yeah, Bitcoin split. They had a forking, and so they have Bitcoin Cash now. Best place to find a list of restricted brands for Q4. I have no idea, Dane. Sorry about that. Do you list product using Inventory Lab? Are there any pros to listing straight from Amazon seller website? Amazon's website is super clunky. I don't run my business from there at all. I use Inventory Lab. Pretty much the end of that statement. I don't see Tijuana Cutthroat says, I don't see the point to sell on Amazon with so many restrictions. Like, what is left to sell? There's so much stuff you can sell on Amazon. A lot of people just get caught up in the top brands. You can make your own brand. You can find wholesale products that don't exist on Amazon and get a exclusive rights to sell those. There's just so much opportunity, and it's where all the traffic is. Like, if you don't see the point to sell on Amazon, you don't understand what internet traffic is. Amazon has more customers and more customer loyalty than anybody. They are making a lot of sales. When people buy stuff new, they buy it on Amazon. Most people think of eBay as like the flea market. You know, they don't think of it like they buy odds and ends on eBay. But most people, when they need something, they buy it on Amazon, especially since they have Amazon Prime membership and they're already tied into that platform. Another thing is, as your account gets older and you have more tenure under your selling account, brands start opening up for you, and then you start to be able to sell them. Let's see. The only thing consistent is that business changes. That is definitely true. Hamilton says, buy a fixer-upper, then rehab it, bro. You can save a lot of money. Definitely. I would love to do that and then live in it for a couple years maybe and sell that off or whatever. Unfortunately, I can't cut a board straight and can barely nail a nail in, so it's not my forte. I never really learned how to use tools. Opinions on Repricer Express. I've never used it, so I can't really tell you off. Unlucky Saf says, you completely swapped off ScanLister, just Inventory Lab now? No. Just to clarify, I use ScanLister to make book shipments. Books, CDs, DVDs. I use ScanLister. Generally, all the stuff that I didn't pay very much for, I just use ScanLister to list it. It's much faster. And then I use Inventory Lab to make shipments of all my like retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, all my like toys, products like that, like shoes, etc. I use Inventory Lab, but I use ScanLister for everything else because I want to have a better handle on pricing on stuff that I've invested more money into. Question, what percentage of your online business is eBay? Zero. Personally, I have an eBay account. The store name is Reezy Resells. And personally, I sell stuff on there, but that has nothing to do with my online business with my business partner, which is Amazon. Let's see. You said before when you do book sales that you set a trigger for $7 MF, but you sell FBA. Why do you set it for MF and not FBA? Because MF is a good indicator of sales price. FBA is not always a good indicator. Like sometimes it is, but the worse that the rank is, the less likely it is that you're going to be able to sell a book for an inflated FBA price. If it sells really well, like the rank is, let's say, 100,000, and the merchant fulfilled price is $12 and the FBA price is 35, you can probably sell that for 35. But if the rank is 1.5 million and the FBA price is 35 and the MF price is $12, it's not likely that you're going to be able to sell it for that much. What's likely is going to happen is more FBA offers are going to come into the mix and then you're going to have more supply than demand, and the rank is going to tank. Any Facebook reselling community groups you can link us to? Yeah, definitely. I have my Facebook group, which there's a link down there, and there's so many different reseller groups on Facebook. Just go into the search and type in resellers, type in thrift, type in Amazon FBA, type in eBay, and just look at all the groups that come up. There's way more groups than you could ever need to be a part of. Like, I consistently have to trim back all the groups that I'm a part of just because it'll take over your feed, man, and you got to be able to keep up with it. So Common Ground says, are you suggesting that eBay buyers aren't loyal to eBay? I'm not suggesting that. I don't know where you come up with that. Let's see. I know people who were never grandfathered in Nike and can sell it. Definitely. How many books should I wait to have in order to send a shipment into FBA starting from zero inventory? So, Brian, you want to make sure that you're getting your boxes around 50 pounds each, because that's going to give you the optimum per pound shipping rate inbound. You can't go over 50. So, 40, 45, 48, something like that. And that's going to give you the best rate. But don't wait. But the other thing is that, like, get your account going or whatever. But once you start going, like if you were to send in one box a day of 50 books or whatever, that's okay, but it's going to take you a lot more time than if you wait till you have 500, 10 times as many, and make one 500 unit shipment and send that in. A lot of people don't realize, they get caught up in the touch once mentality, but touch once does not apply when you're doing something that can be systemized like an assembly line. The reason that is because it takes time to start and stop working and to get to your optimum working speed. Like, if you're working for an hour, the first 10 minutes, you're not working in your most efficient speed, right? So if you do an hour work 10 times, you just wasted 100 minutes not working at optimum speed versus just getting it all done in like 6 or 7 hours or whatever, and saving yourself a lot of time by working at optimum speed the whole time. Martell Apparel says, how do you compete with other sellers in terms of price? Surely you don't manually change 40,000 listings. No, I use repriceit.com to reprice my inventory probably like 8 or 12 times a day, something like that. And it's very useful. Elliot Wolf says, what's a good setup to take pictures for eBay where I can stand up? Currently taking all pictures on the floor. I actually take pictures right here on this wall behind me, just using a hanger and a thumbtack and a stool with some white paper. And then when I take the picture, I focus on the wall, not on the garment or whatever the item is. And that's because I like the lighting better. And then, at least on iPhone, when you lock the exposure, you can lift the brightness up a little bit, and that makes the white whiter. And then I take the picture, and then I use an app called Eraser that lets me remove the background, and then they look perfect. Like, I just started taking pictures of clothing, and I posted some on my Instagram, and people were like, whoa, your pictures are so good. How are you doing that? And like, literally, I'm just a rookie. I'm just using an app to remove the background. Someone says, wait, you sell books? Hamilton says FHA has a loan program called a 203K loan where you can finance the money needed to repair a fixer-upper within the mortgage loan they give you. Not a real estate podcast, but just want to add value. No, thank you, man. I always appreciate that. Send me a message on Instagram so we can get to the brass tacks of that stuff, because they don't teach you that stuff in school. Bobby Moon says, what is going to be the next greatest, latest hustle? Oh, man, I have no idea, but I do believe in Amazon merch wholeheartedly. It seems to me that it's going to be Amazon merch. God, I feel my back is going to hurt after this one. I need to get a new mic setup. I'm going to order a new mic setup this next week. So prepare to see me next week with a boom arm coming in hot. I believe it's Amazon merch, and I'll tell you why. Because it's blowing the hell up right now. It's a great opportunity that anybody can do from their home. You can scale it easily. You can outsource it easily. And right now it's just t-shirts. So pretty soon it's going to be, they're going to do embroidery on hats, on socks, on beanies. They're going to get sublimation printers where you can print all over prints on shirts and yoga pants and cups and patches or just anything you can think of. Amazon is going to take over the print on demand space, just like they're doing everything, taking on grocery, etc. Also, yeah, we might be able to ship alcohol in the future on Amazon, so we'll see how that's going. But I do believe Amazon merch is going to be probably the biggest thing since FBA itself. Let's see if we get any more questions. Elliot Wolf says, can't wait to get approved for Amazon merch. Here's a little pro tip, guys. If you are waiting, Reezy yoga pants. If you are waiting to get approved for Amazon merch and it's taking a while, apply again in your mom's name, your brother's name, your sister's name. Someone else, make another account application for someone else that will let you use it in their name. Because I would say do it yourself on another email, whatever, but that violates terms of service because you're only supposed to have one Amazon merch account and that could get you banned. But the moral of the story is a lot of people waited like 3 months to get approved, and then they made another application with a different email and they got approved in a few days. And then the other account, it's months later and it still hasn't gotten approved. So it seems to be working for some people. So I do recommend making another application. You don't want to get left behind. You don't want to miss fourth quarter Amazon merch. What time is it, guys? It's 7:14. All right, guys, that's been a little bit over an hour. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Please smash the like button on your way out. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Everybody that had a question or made a funny comment, particularly the Reezy yoga pants right there from Aaron. That's pretty funny. Thank you so much for tuning in. I couldn't do the show without you guys. So just smash that like button. And don't forget, I do got the Reezy Resells water bottles, limited edition. They are available still. There's 75 left. There's a link below down there. You guys can pick one up. They're high quality double wall stainless with a flip top. It's basically a hydro flask. If you know what a hydro flask is, it's a generic hydro flask with a way better branding on it. And it's a 40, not a 40. It's a 40. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Smash the like button on your way out, and I will see you on the flip side. What do we say around here? Oh, yeah. If you ain't flipping, you slipping.